welcome back to the Bear Den. I would like to thank everyone for joining me for another amazing video. Of course, we are continuing on with my good old-fashioned trend of playing some more Sakuna of Rice and Ruin. Like I said, this game has taken over my life and will be 90% of my YouTube from here into eternity. Even if you don't like these videos, I don't care. I'm liking this game. Just kidding. I do care. Please give me attention. Please feed my soul. Please feed my ego so that I can feel okay at night making these videos. But moving on, besides that, I just wanted to go through. We did harvest last time and hold the rice, and then we have our certain rice components. So, as you can see here, we have the empty field. It is winter day 2, and we got some interactions going on. I always feel weird about these cutscenes because, like, right there I just took a long pause of silence because I didn't know if they were actually going to be talking during it or if it's just going to be a text-based conversation that is happening. So, you know, always got to be on the lookout so I don't drown out the actual sweet voice work with my garbage voice. But how's everybody doing? We are now in almost mid-December, going through the end of the month here, trying to keep the Christmas spirit up, or the Christmas joy. Definitely trying to invoke the spirit of capitalism. Oh, I mean Christmas. I always forget the two of them, right? You know, it's all about spending money. I mean, spreading joy. It's, oh, geez, I'm just gonna keep messing this up because I don't know what's really happening. But all jokes aside, I hope everybody is getting into that jovial spirit and enjoying the people around them and enjoying the life that they do have. And even if it's rough, like always, I'm just trying to make the best out of a bad situation. I know this year for shopping, I've definitely moved away from a lot of the just like bigger Target, Walmart ideas and stores. First, because of COVID, and second, because, you know, like, people who do cool art deserve my money more. Like, I've definitely been into an art kick of just, like, people who paint and draw and who do stuff that I just can't. I'm definitely going to be like, you know what? I'd rather give that to somebody. Another cool idea that I want to do is that I definitely like painting myself, and I'm definitely I wouldn't say avid painter or good painter, but I would definitely like to follow along to a Bob Ross stream and paint that. Like, I have the canvas, the colors, and the paintbrushes, and I think that would be actually a pretty dope like present to give to somebody, is making sure that we got all of those going. Like I was saying, though, I think it would be really nice to be able to put together, like, just something like that. I believe my mic may have cut out there for a minute, so if there is a little bit of audio, I'm going to listen back to it on my second round and be like, oh, well, I'm just going to deal with it. A little bit of audio latency or audio miscues, not too bad. But yeah, the last few years I tried to do 8-bit paintings. That was one of my, like, fun projects. I went to, like, Craft Warehouse, and it was like $1 for an 8x11 canvas that I did just pastel colors on. I did like a Goomba and a few other, like, simple designs that way. But I think, oh, and also then last year I bought an actual typewriter with a typewriter ribbon, and wrote handcrafted poetry notes to everyone, and I thought that was, like I said, if you can't buy something, do something handcrafted. I think that is something that makes it feel a little bit more genuine instead of generic. Usually you can find something that to keep costs low if you are spending money on supplies. And like I said, I'm just a huge fan of Bob Ross. I've been in a Magic the Gathering kick, and I like restarted ever since I got a new job. Everybody at work plays it, and so they got me back into like, okay, I need to start playing this again. And so I went out and I bought like almost 2,000 cards plus from a lot. I got it for like $10, and then actually most recently picked up a like booster pack set and got those for like $5, and then pulled a Planeswalker foil card out of it, which blew my mind because if you don't know Magic, Planeswalkers are pretty valuable cards just in themselves, but to have the foil version just made it that much better to get. But that ties back to that Secret Lair, which is like the limited drop version of Magic the Gathering cards, created a Bob Ross crossover where they have land cards, which are like your mana cards, which they use all different of his paintings for the base work of these photos. So it was like really cool. They came in standard or foil. Foil is just pretty much also known as like holographic. It has a shiny tint to it if you were to like move it back and forth in light. If you've ever seen Pokemon cards, you would know that what a shiny is. I think a lot of people think of like shiny Charizard or Pikachu and those terms. I'm not really in it for collection of cards or reselling of cards. I'm in it to have cards that are actually playable and fun to use. So that's definitely, I'm not always just like doing the pack buying thing and unraveling them on camera. I made a joke that like I could even do ASMR with it, just tap it as the crinkly sounds as I try to open up another pack. But yeah, that's, so they have a limited edition secret drop that I'm looking to purchase. I think I'm going to actually be quiet because I believe this is a talking cutscene, and then I'll pick up after where I left off.
この風雪では鬼どももねぐらに引っ込んでおるに違いない。しばらくは狩りどころではございませぬな。
お帰りなさいませ、サクナ様、ジー殿。ささ、はようお召し替え、火にお渡りください。
なんじゃこれは。
見りゃわかんべ。手鎖の団子だ。
それがしと見る手で作り申した。来年のことを思いますと、今から米だけで腹いっぱいというわけにも参りませぬのでな。
手鎖と申したか。何やら物騒な響きではないか。
それがしのふるさとでは彼岸花と呼んでおりました。独草にはござりまするが、根を潰し水にさらせば、おれこのように。
もうたくさんじゃ。何が悲しゅうて高貴なるこのわしは、こんな偏僻な島まで来て毒団子など食らわねばならんのじゃ。毒団子。
サクナ様、毒は抜いてござりまする。気にするでないぞ、見るて。洗えばまだ食える。
今年1年、お主らの申した通り頑張ったではないか。毎日毎日狩りに赴き、田んぼとお主らの面倒を見、なのにこんなものまで口にせねばならんとは、一体どういうことじゃ。何も良くなってはおらんではないか。
へっ、偉い様は気まま語るなや。獅子の実も取れねえんじゃ。あるだけマシだべっちゃ。
オラはこれ好きだけんともな。
おひいさま、いずこに。
飛び出すにしても、身のくらいは羽 ってくるべきだったの。もう限界じゃ。宿命なんぞ願い先じゃ。目が日でも都に帰って暖かい部屋で大の字になって寝てやるんじゃ。あんな奴らのことなど知らん。どいつもこいつも寄ってたかってわしを苦しめおって。じいもじいじゃ。でわしの家中の者があっちの側につくんじゃ。ああ知らん。何もかも知らん。知らん知らん知らん知らん知らんぞ。死ぬかと思うた。夜の海とはこれほどまでに真っ黒いものか。どこまで漕いでも吹雪から抜けられんし、方角もさっぱりじゃ。都などとてもたどり着けそうもない。
お姫様。
あやつらこの大雪の中で。
サクナ様。いえ。
Alright, looks like the big portion of talking is over, so I could hop back in. Wrapping up on where I left off before is that, yeah, I spent, I think it's like $100 on a pre-release for the superset of special edition cards. They have one that it's like Party Hard, Shred Harder, which just looks like metal albums as a full-scale cover card, so it looks pretty sweet. I'm also liking the progression and story arcs of this game. It's like it definitely creates a lot of depth. It's definitely seeing the struggles of the first year. I think though, with how games are released nowadays, you definitely are corrupted in the way that you play them, because you have the ability to see how other gamers are approaching these, be able to look at FAQs and reviews, and that I probably have done stuff that has impacted my game, probably making it a little bit easier on me instead of having it naturally progress like I would. So it's always just an interesting concept to be in the day and age of having the ability to other people's YouTubes and other people's reviews and figuring out if you want to play a game, because then it changes how you may have approached the game instead of viewing it as fresh new. Like I remember, I think I've referenced this maybe a few times before, game FAQs was the way to go, and finding just like written strategy guides or written playthroughs that you had to go through and figure out what it meant and like how to progress in another game. I remember I think playing like Metal Gear Solid for the PlayStation, and one of the bosses just like frustrating me to Psycho Mantis. Everybody, I think that's a notable reference in the video game world, is Psycho Mantis was the one who was able to actually read your memory cards and make a quip about it when you fought him, or actually have you move from the player 1 port to the player 2 port to actually be able to use your controller. That type of gameplay like was hard to figure out by yourself. And then there was also another one, I think in Metal Gear Solid 3, where if you waited long enough for a gentleman who was a sniper, he would eventually just die from old age. And yes, YouTube and like video playthroughs and walkthroughs may have been available at the time, but I remember just reading everything by like and having to use the contents and just like control F'ing to find certain areas of the article that I wanted to read, and then just having to figure out what that person's interpretation of the game was, because they use like different landmarks than me. So and like this game, I think I've got access to using fertilizer before I should have, so maybe that was making the game a little bit easier. I also understood the basics without having to go through each of the little tutorials and really understand it. Like, I know I definitely get scrolls on how to improve my gameplay, and I've been sort of just ignoring them in my equipment and been moving forward with just being like, oh, I got this, I know what I'm doing, and having the game naturally progress that way. But yeah, before you even know it, it's just going to be end of time. So games will be fully completed within 2 seconds of being released, and we'll all just be and in amazement. But also, speaking of games, we got Cyberpunk coming out, or is out, depending on time I get this video up and going. That game looks amazing. That game has a day one patch that is like small video game level, and I'm not one to buy into hype, so if I get my hands on it, if I'm able to play it, the reason why I say if is because I'm waiting to play it on my PC, and I'm waiting to get an updated graphics card. And like most people right now, we are in a scalper's market that is suffering, that we'll just have to wait. And, you know, hopefully EVGA comes through. They had the queue system that you could sign up, and they would shoot you an email when stock had become available. So if that's a thing that is happening, that'd be super cool. I would hopefully want to get it before the end of this year. Even into next year, I'd be fine with it. I see the reviews and everything already out for Cyberpunk, and I'm just like, alright, I'm not going to give it too much of my time because it's going to distract me from just being able to play the game fresh and just create my own opinion of the game. I think, like I said, with so much media information that we have access to, sometimes we overwhelm ourselves, or we create a false narrative into our own heads about how a game should be or how a game is going to be, and then maybe some of our self-fulfilling prophecies come into the end of it and create that bubble of where it's like, see, I knew that review was right, or I knew this would never live up to expectations. And to go into games with more so even and level-headed mindset is, I think, beneficial for this day and age, just because how much we're force-fed, how much we're sold like the hot newest product, and like, oh, this is really good, or oh no, this is really bad. And it's like, people get paid to influence, and that's the whole market. We have the whole influencer market for that reason, is to be told what to buy and sell and what's hot and what's not hot. Funny thing is, it reminds me of like, I think it's early 2000s, Josie and the Pussycats. I think like Tara Reid was in that one, and it was hilarious because it was all about brainwashing us through music about like, this is hot, this is not, Gatorade is the new Powerade, and then I think Orange is the new black, which is funny because that came to show they knew it all along. The brainwashing from that movie has stayed with us for the rest of our lives. We'll never be able to escape it. Thank you, early 2000s Josie's and the Pussycat. Also, I think there were some sick songs from that movie that I'll have to go back through and watch again, or even listen to, and be like, wow, perfect. This is nostalgia at its finest. But yeah, it just goes into the point of thinking, like, what influences us, what we buy and sell, what are we actually trying to get out of video games. Like, I saw this game, I watched maybe the Nintendo Direct when it was released, and was like, okay, I'm sold on it. Like, when downloaded it, started watching other people's gameplay of it, but like had it downloaded, and I was just like, okay, this is my game. I'm gonna be playing this game for a while. And I think I have close to like definitely a good amount of hours into this game. A lot of backlog footage that has come through that I have to just get caught up on and get it up and running, but it's definitely something that I definitely enjoy as a game. I look forward to putting more and more of these videos up, no matter the day and age, and then hopefully the day I do get my new graphics card, and then the Cyberpunk videos will be coming out. and that will still get me the DMCA strikes, which I talked about in last video. You know, everything's full circle. Gotta make sure that touch on everything from previous videos now. Trying to keep these a little bit more entertaining with just me nonsensically. Is that like Persicles or whatever? Just in old times, because it was just mostly telling there, which seemed not too entertaining or engaging. Always, like I said, always get a little bit of hesitation before I see another cutscene, just so that I don't talk over the incredible voice acting. But I'm excited. I definitely, like, I haven't even gotten to the first boss stage in my gameplay yet, so I look forward to actually getting to the first boss. I know, like I said, ruined it for myself. There's plenty other bosses in this game, so I'm ruining it for you since I've ruined it for myself. So it's all just that perfect circle of somebody has to be the bad guy, and it's usually me. No, I'm joking. But also thank everybody for watching, and oh, and this is where I'm learning how to use the fertilizer. So spoiler alert, I knew how to do this way before this point. But I just want to say thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for coming back. Thanks to everybody who leaves a like because they like the video, not just because they're my friends and they should totally do that just to support me, because I'm a small creator and need to blow up. And this is not a guilt trip in any way, so if you're watching, don't think about this too much, just like it. I'm just messing. Everybody who comments, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate just being able to have the opportunity to make dumb videos like this and get them up online. It's something that, it's a nice distraction. It's a nice way to keep other skills sharp that I usually don't get to use every day. And it's always the same recurring theme. Make sure that you're telling the people that you care about in life how much they mean to you and how much that they are appreciated. Especially even around this time. A lot of people don't have people to turn to in the winter time, so I would say anybody that you think needs a helping hand, go ahead and let them know that, you know what, they're thought about, and that you appreciate them just being the person that they are. If you want to, you can hit the subscribe and that bell notification, like it is the dangly thing in the back of Cardi B's throat. That will just let you know anytime I put up a video or when I have posted a new one. And yeah, pretty much not much else going on. I'm just running close to wrapping it up here, because, you know, trying not to keep you guys longer than the 24-25 minute videos, just depending on if there's a lot of talking or not in these videos. I've been keeping a little bit longer, doing them like a weekly, and not weekly, maybe not bi-weekly, double weekly, I don't know what to say. Doing it, trying to do twice a week with the releases, so that you get your daily dose of anime nostalgia, or 20 to 30 minute episodes with cliffhangers. And I'll just start doing every episode at the end of, like, next time on Sakuna of Rice and Ruin, will Jesse complete his tasks? Will Jesse be able to beat the first boss? And then in the beginning of the next episode being like, last time on Sakuna of Rice and Ruin, Jesse did the same thing twice over. He just kept talking. Will this ever become entertainment, or will he ever be forever destined to sit around and realize he is the only one who enjoys this game? Just having a little fun. You gotta always be able to laugh at yourself, because just makes it a little bit easier to go through all of it. Well, at this point, just gathering the rest of the things around the island. I thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, have a good one.